That's a tough loss for us right there. That's 100% and completely on me. I need to get our team better prepared. I don't think we played as well as we could. They outplayed us in certain phases, especially special teams, starting field position, those things. That squarely falls on my shoulders. That I didn't have our team ready to go enough for that final inch. Came up an inch short. I think our kids played hard. Kids believed. We had a couple deficits we fought back from a couple different times. They never quit, but they never will in our program. That's what our program's based on. And we got to find a way to take that final inch. That's about where we are right now as a program. As a coaching staff and as a football team, we've got to find a way to get that final inch. That's what's separating us from being a great team.
You talk about the final inch. We talk about the measurement that Auburn got for the first down. It looked like it wasn't a first down. From your perspective, did your players say it? What was your thoughts on that?
The players, they came off and said it was short, but I don't know how they look at that. You know what I mean? And obviously we're going to think they didn't make it, and they're going to think they did make it. So, I don't think that's an issue. There's the game of inches. I guess that's a great example right there. They found a way to get that 1/8 of a final inch, and they stopped us 1/8 of a final inch. They got it on that one call. We came up just short. So I don't know. I looked at the replay. It looked like they made the right call. And at the end of the game, the replay, it looks like they made the right call.
Did you see the replay on the play that Ron was talking about?
Well, with it not being short. No, our kids said they didn't look like it was there, but I don't know. They're looking at parts of the pole, and there's different parts of the pole. So we got the best officials in the country, and the guys standing about that far away from it, so I trust it. I trust they know what they're doing. They're fine.
Vince, how much does this hurt the guys? As far as outcome, nothing, just come up short in a big game like this.
Yeah, it's devastating because you know what? I think we didn't play as well as we could have. I give them credit. They played really well today. They played really well. But I expect that out of them. I know you all in media probably don't because you watch them and say, oh, what about this week or what about next week? We certainly knew we were going to have our hands full coming in here. Come out and dig yourself a hole with silly penalties, an interception for a touchdown, a 14-0 hole. Just awful. Defensively, to give up 235 rushes on 36 carries is embarrassing. That's really poor by our defensive coaching staff. We'll get that fixed. But it's a tough loss. It's a tough loss. It's going to test your character. Test the character of our coaching staff, our strength staff, our administration, our trainers, our student body. It's going to test everybody's character. And this team, our character, our football family, our football program, test our character. We've got to respond 5 days later against probably the best team in the country. So we've got to see how we respond.
At halftime, with the way Dyer was running, they put up 31 points or whatever. Just what are you trying to tell your defense to kind of get them ready?
We're poor tackling. We're in poor position. That's a coaching problem. We're in poor positions. And then we had poor tackling. Missed a couple tackles in that first half. And, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. And we have 531 yards. Still only scored 34 points. Should have had 41. Then you guys could have really gotten after me as a coach if we had scored. See what I would have done.
Have you ever run 97 plays in a game and lost?
I don't know. Yeah, I think last year we ran 102 to Auburn. So came up an inch short that week too. It's this final inch. The hardest part of any journey is the last step. And we're finding that out as a program. That last step. Okay? The higher up the mountain you go, the steeper it gets, and the harder the climb it is. And that hardest part of this journey is that last step. And we have to find a way to take that last step and get on top of the mountain.
How about player Chris?
I thought Chris played well. I thought Chris played well. And played with a lot of confidence. Chris made the call in the last play of the game. We bring him over. A lot I like to put, we made the call. We gave him two choices, and I want to put it in his hands. He made the right call, and, and I like that. I like that in the confidence of, in with Chris and making decisions. It wasn't a check play, but we came up with two calls from the sidelines. You could call a pass play, and you probably have two plays. and you call it run play and you have one. You know, so you could go pass, run, or just run. Got the team together. Chris said, I feel great about this run call. We looked like we had it, and, you know, the kid made a heck of an open field tackle. We missed a lot of those open field tackles tonight. You know, their kid made it at that key moment. I've said all along, the team we played, these guys, they find a way to win football games, and they did it tonight.
Did he have a pitch man? I mean, could he have?
Looking at the replay, he might have. I think he might have, but, you know, unlike very similar thing, a similar, different, but similar play that we ran a couple of years ago in that same situation, it wasn't as clear cut. I think he made the right read on the play from my vantage point when I said they were reviewing it, which I figured they would, just to make sure, you know, and they did, and I got to turn and look up the replay, and it looked like he made the right decision.
As much as we'll concentrate on the final plays, how much do you also look at some of the missed passes and some of those misses?
Well, we had 3 right off our fingertips for possible big play touchdowns. They didn't. How many did they have off their fingertips today for big play touchdowns? You know, that's that last step. You know, I mean, the inch in the game. Don't think the inch we came up an inch short of the final play. You came up an inch short the play before. Okay? You came up an inch short 2 plays before. You came up an inch short on defense on the stop. If we'd stopped them 1 inch further down the field, we didn't need that. We would have been in 1 inch. If our punt return team would have got that 1 inch on that final drive. That's all it is. So it's not about one play. It is us as a program fighting and clawing and scratching to get that 1 inch. That 1 inch that we need to get over the top, to take that last step to get to where we want to be.
And saying what you just said, if you score, would you have gone for 2?
Yes.
Last week.
Then you could have come in here and yelled and screamed at me for going for 2.
You were actually talking with Chris during the review, weren't you, about the play call?
When they reviewed it?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I imagine they got it right. I mean, it would have been, there's a guy right there in position, and if it was, chances are on those type of plays, they're unreviewable anyway. They don't have good camera angles. Someone should put like a microchip at the tips of the balls or something like that to see if it actually registered late. I'm sure one day we'll have that technology.
Psychologically, Coach, what is this? You've got a quick turnaround, tough loss. What does that do in terms of the team psychology going into a very short week?
Be honest with you, I don't even really think about it. You can in the Southeastern Conference. You got to go play. I mean, you got to play. I mean, here it is. It's week 3 of the season. Most teams are still playing like gimme directional schools, and we're going to play the defending national champion and really #1 ranked team in my mind in the country in our first 3 weeks of the season. That's part of life in the Southeastern Conference. So, I don't know, psychologically, we're going to buckle it up and go play hard. That's what we worry about in our psyche.
Can you talk about losing James Carmen, a senior, and having put a redshirt freshman in that spot in?
Yeah, you know, obviously any loss, you know, I mean, Quentin Salisbury coming out of the game, you know, I mean, you look, you had 2 redshirt freshmen in there for the last 2 drives of the game at critical moments, and they stepped up. I was pretty pleased. I mean, we had not one snap issue. I didn't see one issue with either of the 2 guys on the O-line itself. We weren't very deep. We're very inexperienced. You know, our starters really hurts for us because, you know, that's the one part where we needed to kind of stay healthy. That's where we have our solid veterans on the offensive line. So, you know, that hurts. But I don't know. I mean, 10 penalties for 75 yards. You got your rear end kicked in the return game, and threw an interception return for a touchdown off a tipped ball. Yeah, not going to win. Not going to win against any quality team doing that sort of stuff.
Any word on Carmen, on exactly what it is?
No, we'll find out.
When you got down 14-0 with all the penalties and interceptions, I mean, you finally settled in. Did you say anything to anybody?
Yeah, I just told them we're going to find out what we're made of right here. I mean, there was 11 minutes left in the first quarter or something like that. And, I just told everybody, just relax. I mean, we relax. We just showed up right here, and unfortunately, we spotted them 14 points. I wish we had that 14 points right now.